You are listening to Blood and Sun, a Vampire the Masquerade audio drama produced from actual play. Blood and Sun, Ep.3, Faith and Failure.
In a small old chapel in Miami, the moonlight streams through stained glass, painting the floor. Father Cameron takes a step forward, and instinctively, Claire moves away from him. She bumps into a pew as she does. Cameron holds aloft a crucifix, not unlike the one around her own neck. But within the Father's pious hands, it burns bright with the light of true faith.
Fear not, as the pain will be fleeting, I assure you. My compatriots have become very proficient.
Of the 4 armed men who entered the church, 2 of them shut the door, barring it with a heavy oak wooden beam. The other 2 draw near, behind Father Cameron, ready for whatever comes next. Claire tries to shield her eyes from the painful glare of the crucifix. She desperately looks for a way of escaping, and makes a start for the aisle, but the nearest man, dressed head to toe like a hunter, brings to bear a shotgun, pointing it at her. She panics and climbs over a pew, diving between the next set, right before oak splinters flare out from an impact of buckshot. She drops prone and crawls under the next. Her ears are ringing. In this enclosed holy space, the shot was deafening, painful even. From the floor, she spots the base of a pillar on the outer aisle. As she considers how to best get there, to that relative safety of the stone, she feels a pull from within her. Something instinctual draws her up, steadies her footing, and as fleet as a breeze, before she knows it, she's there, behind the pillar, behind cover.
Stop! You've got the wrong person. There has to be a mistake. I'm not some kind of killer.
An honest witness does not deceive, but a false witness pours out lies.
You're crazy.
She realizes too late that she's been flanked. One of the hunters has moved around. A burst chips into the stone pillar just as she struck flat in the chest with another. The impact sends her reeling into a pew and tumbling over the top of it. Again, she collapses between them onto the stone floor. Cold, she turns onto her back. Her vision blurred, her thoughts dazed. Her ears split and ringing. Final death surely must loom over her. But she doesn't see a specter in black. Not one with a scythe. No, it appears as a cloud that welcomes her, drifting slowly downward in the moonlight. The face of Andrew Jackson. Green bills torn asunder by the shot flitter down, dancing on the shafts of moonlight like confetti. Claire slowly brings a hand to her chest and finds it bloody as she pulls it away. She gathers herself the best she can. She'll lament the loss of the money Rory gave her later.
What is all this? You! What are you doing? Finish her off!
She doesn't have long. Footsteps are nearing, moving toward either end of the aisle. Quickly, she rolls under the next pew, and the one after that, toward the front of the chapel. She crawls out from under the front and keeps as low as she can. She makes a mad dash toward a tall candelabra and arms herself. A pair of shots tear the altar just as she grabs it.
I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and the book was opened. The book of life. And the dead were judged by what was written. The sea gave up the dead and who were in it, and they were judged according to what they had done. And those dead were thrown into the lake of fire. This is the second death.
Leave me alone. Please, just go away. I don't want to. I don't want to do something I'll regret it. Stop. Or I'll...
Cease your running, fiend. Accept your judgment.
She desperately looks around, searching for her best route. All the windows are far too high, but the doors flanking the altar, she tries the handle of one and finds it locked. Of course it's locked. This is an ambush. Of course it's locked. But nothing a healthy application of force can't solve. She strikes it with the candelabra again and again and again. A panel of the door finally gives, falling inward. She reaches in an arm and turns the lock. A shot impacts the other side, peppering her with splinters just as she escapes behind it into the rear of the chapel. She had a chance now. She couldn't relax just yet. The back of the church was dark. A singular hallway leads to two back offices before connecting back to the main chapel, a closed circuit. The thick carpet here mutes her own footsteps, but the hurried ones outside, of the hunters nearing, echo.
Father Cameron, we'll clear the rooms. You two, watch the door.
Huh. None of the windows are busted.
It must still be here.
In the offices, she finds the back windows barred and curses under her breath before settling to hide in the utility closet. There she gathers herself, thinking about what she might do, what she might be forced to do. Closed, confined in the dark corner, she waits. It's all she can do for now. Knuckles tighten, going white around a wrought iron candelabra. Would they find her? Would she get a chance to run if they do? Or will she have to? Claire didn't want to think about it. She could act, but she listened intently as the men neared in their search. Their soft, muted footsteps in the thick carpet. Past the closet. Now is her chance. She exits and strikes the man from behind and grabs for his gun. The hit was solid, but connected, enough to drive him to the ground and lose his grip.
Stop! I don't want to hurt anyone.
She has the gun. He turns to her, face full of panic. It's a younger face than she expected. He's full of fear. His hands slowly reach for something on his belt line. Claire pumps the shotgun she just stole from him. A wasted shell drops to the carpet, but her point's made well enough. She meets his eyes as sternly as she can manage. The young hunter in front of her slowly removes his hands, holding them outward, open. Message received.
Take it easy.
He takes a cautious step backward, sweat beading on his forehead, his breath heavy. His eyes dart for just a moment. Behind her! The pain is searing, unlike anything she's ever felt before. She grits her teeth and notices what she's done as she falls forward. The young hunter she had at gunpoint no longer has a head on his shoulders. In her pain, it seems she reflexively pulled the trigger. Gore and giblets of his head scour the hallway, walls and ceiling. Horrified, but with no time to waste, she raises the shotgun, turns and racks it in as quick of a motion as she can manage.
No!
Tears well in her eyes and an immense pain spikes in her shoulder. She fires at the one who shot her without looking. The wounded man collapses against the wall. He makes a poor attempt to raise his own gun once more, before abandoning it altogether. Claire sees her opening and takes it. Shotgun in her hand, she shoves past the man, bleeding to death from his throat, gurgling. The smell enticing, distracting, but she works past it, rushes out the other door, out back into the chapel with little heave. And from behind the pillar steps Father Cameron, crucifix held high once again. A blinding, searing pain strikes her. The wrath of God he commands issues forth.
The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. The responsibility falls to me then. Drop your weapon.
Leave me alone. I haven't. I didn't want to.
And in her pain, Claire obeys. Lets the gun drop.
Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. Death will bring you peace, I assure you.
The father takes a defiant step forward, toward Claire, toward her abandoned weapon, reaching for it. She winces and wonders if this is it. Final death, as promised. Father was a man of his word. A swift breeze passes by. A sudden cold snap.
What? My arm!
Father's crucifix loses its light and tumbles to the stone floor, along with his hand and part of his forearm. Framed by the moonlight, Cameron holds what's left of his forearm in the air, a torrent of blood pouring forth. It's a clean cut, disturbingly so. The church doors are unbarred, and like just a moment ago, the night air, fresh and cool, seeps in, along with a figure cloaked in shadow. Their footsteps make no sound as they enter past the hunters guarding the door. The hunters don't move. Claire realizes with a deep-seated panic that she can't move either. The darkness has her, and its cold grip is familiar. She's felt it before, that night at the Hail Mary, when that crate was opened. The hunters by the door suddenly drop, their heads rolling off as if they were never attached in the first place. Blood looses itself from their headless shoulders in thick, lazy ropes. The shadowy figure enters the light of the moon, and Claire can finally see him. A young man, Japanese, his hair long and tied into a loose ponytail. His expression and demeanor are serious, dead serious, and he holds about him a refined air. But his clothing is in such startling contrast. A white leather jacket with studded shoulders, a torn band tee and matching jeans, biker boots. If there was any doubt that these were not his clothes, the bloody cuts in them only confirm it. A katana rests at his hip. Father Cameron crawls and leaps along the floor. He takes up his crucifix again, his own severed hand still gripping it. The mysterious swordsman passes Claire, sparing her a quick glance but paying no mind, his intent solely focused on the father.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
As a matter of fact, it does. A priest's duty is to act as a shepherd unto his flock, guiding the lost sheep of the world to his service. Father, you have led your sheep to slaughter against his warrior. You are a poor shepherd, yet you will make a fine martyr.
No, please! Have mercy!
As gently as plucking a flower, the swordsman lifts the crucifix from Cameron's hands and holds it to the light above. He steps to the side of the father, gripping his blade. Slowly, the katana is unsheathed. The raised sword shines brightly in the moon, as bright as the cross.
Judgment is without mercy to one who has shown no mercy. Rejoice, Father, for you are about to enter his kingdom.
The blood of the holy man spills onto the floor for the last time. The swordsman vanishes into the shadows as quickly as he had appeared. Claire finds that she can move and hesitantly looks around. The chapel is filled with the smell of blood, but is now filled with the silence of death. She tenses and finds the swordsman behind her, waiting.
You were there that night. Your friend. He's the one who released me.
It's all a bit of a blur.
Tell me, what do you know of Lucas? The small, dark-haired German Cainite.
She had heard the name before. The tall German with the scarred-up face. That was how he addressed that horrible teenager. Lucas.
Not much, besides that he was there.
He is my quarry. Yet I was the one who was caught by him. He has since eluded me and nearly... Forgive me. I've sought out those who were there. You, in hopes of rooting him out.
Sorry, I don't know anything about him. Thank you for saving me.
I sense your unease.
He reaches swiftly towards her neck,
What?
but grabs the golden cross found on Claire's necklace.
This crucifix of yours, keep it close. You were brought here for a reason. We all were. There are not many roads that lead to redemption in this long night, but you can find them if you search.
But how?
Let yourself become an instrument of his will. May God be with you, child of Cain.
Wait, what does any of this mean?
Claire exits the chapel, dazed. The chaos that occurred inside is in stark contrast to the calm, balmy night. Her disheveled and dreadful appearance would disturb anyone, if there were anyone around. Dylan's directions, as vague as they were, lead her to the scrapyard owned by Caleb. A large neon sign confirms it. Caleb's Cash Only, Scrap and Salvage. Below that, on the marquee, again reads, Cash Only, in plastic letter card. Closer inspection reveals that the L is in truth an upside-down 7. Inside the modest building, a desk lamp casts two silhouettes against the damaged yellow blinds that cover the window. Claire approaches slowly, still on edge from her close call. She peeks through the gaps in the blinds.
I don't know if I'd buy it. I think Rory could be involved.
The prince sold Miami down the river just to save face. Damn Toreador. Namby-pamby gossips, the lot of them. I'd sooner trust a Vintrude.
Yeah, I know. The prince is a bastard. I agree. But so are you.
We got a common enemy here and now. Let bygones be bygones, damn it.
Facing the door is Caleb, but she can't make out who he's speaking with. She decides it would be best not to get caught eavesdropping, and gently raps on the glass door before entering. Both men turn toward her,
Sorry, I hope I'm not interrupting.
Whoa there, Carrie. We're talking here. Important stuff.
Sorry, I can go out.
Claire? Holy shit, what happened?
Some guys attacked me, I think.
This some new shovelhead you took in? Anarchs want to talk terms, and it turns into a dog show. What a joke.
Fuck off, Maxwell. I wanted to negotiate, that's true. But she's with us now. You best keep your mouth shut if you know what's good for you.
Good God, man. You bunch are a mess of hopeless fools, useful idiots. When you finally get serious about this war and stop taking in strays, find me. Sooner rather than later.
I'm sorry about that, Caleb.
No, forget it. He's a prick. I wasn't sure about working with him in the first place. Wait right here, okay? I'll be right back.
You got it.
Claire takes a seat as Caleb locks the door. He parts the blinds and takes a cautious look outside. He leaves her in the office, with the TV droning out the late-night news through static.
Now a News 2 flash update. News to you. A blood-soaked tragedy unfolded 2 weeks ago at the North Miami Beach metal club Hail Mary, housed in a renovated Spanish monastery. The once vibrant and peaceful sanctuary for metal enthusiasts turned into a slaughterhouse, leaving nearly 100 souls confirmed dead and 13 individuals still missing. Sources close to the investigation reveal a gruesome display of violence, with some victims allegedly falling prey to a mysterious sword-wielding assailant, while others met a more savage fate, torn limb from limb.
Here, try drinking one of these blood bags.
His arms are filled with a plastic grocery bag and 3 medical blood bags. He motions for Claire to follow him into the office, and she does.
Go slow at first. Not everyone can stomach them.
Sure, okay.
The blood bag he hands her is marked as property of the Mount Sinai Medical Center.
Bon appetit.
Hey, I got you some new clothes, but I just kind of guessed the sizes. They're not much, but they're clean.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, these were getting pretty nasty.
Looks like you can keep that blood down. Yeah, I guess that means you're probably not a Ventru. Help yourself to the rest of those. I can't stand them. Just keep a stock for emergencies.
So, how exactly do you run a scrapyard that is only open at night?
It, doesn't get much business. Whoa, take your time with those. They're not going anywhere. So, you were attacked. What happened? The Sabbat?
No, just humans. I went to that nearby chapel to, pray, I guess. The priest there attacked me. There were, 4 other guys, all with guns. They barred the doors.
Hey. You got away. Damn hunters. Now I gotta let everyone else know they're mobilizing.
No, they're not around anymore.
You didn't. Did you?
There was someone else. He showed up and...
What did he look like?
He was a Japanese guy with the sword.
Another new face in town. Great. Miami's turned into a real clusterfuck.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to see that.
I'm sorry.
For what?
I had to pawn you off on Grace and Dylan because of that business with our sheriff. I know neither of them are exactly always personable.
Grace is nice. Dylan, I don't know.
My point is, they should have kept a closer eye on you. I should have kept a closer eye on you.
It's fine. You couldn't have known it would be that dangerous.
It wasn't always. Everything's gotten much worse. Damn sheriff is leading a coup, or so he says. Thinks the prince is turning a blind eye to the Sabbat. I don't know how I feel about the whole thing yet. I think someone else has their hands in it.
Sounds like a lot of politics.
You're telling me. Maxwell wants me to join him, common enemy and all that, but it's not exactly easy to get friendly with the prick who's been cracking down on my people for the last decade.
Yeah, I thought the anarchs didn't really get mixed up in this sort of thing.
We try not to. Internal Camarilla disputes always lead to a mess. According to the Prince's people, the sheriff is an anarch traitor, but Maxwell sees it differently. He's a cammie if you ask him, but if the whole coup thing doesn't go the way he wants, he sure as shit won't be.
Is Maxwell always so brisk?
Yeah. You don't get appointed sheriff for being a nice guy.
Getting real tired of people treating me like that, calling me shovelhead.
It's not right. You deserve better. On that note, I'll have some work for you tomorrow night if you're interested. It'll help you find out where you fit into all this. Are you interested?
Sure. Just as long as I don't get shot at.
No. It's easy. Don't worry. I just need someone to look around and report back.
I can do that.
Consider the job yours, then. I do got a few questions first, though.
Oh?
Last night, you said someone told you to look for me. Told you where to look for me.
Yeah, he's who pulled that bum collar off me.
Caleb reaches into his desk and produces an old photograph. Ancient. He slides it across the desk to Claire and taps a finger on the central figure of 3 men.
Was it this guy?
She recognizes all 3 of them, much to her surprise. Dead center is Rory, just as he looks today.
Yeah, that's definitely him.
And with him is Nick, and a younger Caleb.
Wait, is that you?
He motions for Claire to hand the photo back.
Yeah. Long time ago.
You 2 are friends?
She holds it out gingerly, and he takes it back.
Were friends.
Caleb gives the photo a brief and sullen glance before hiding it away in his desk.
His name's Rorden Tracy. Goes by Rory. I know he's in Miami, and if he saved you, he may try to contact you again. You need to understand. He's not a man to be trusted.
Right. What exactly happened?
You see the 3rd guy in the photo, Nick Harper? We all used to be good friends before. It's a long story, so I won't bore you. Rory betrayed me and a whole lot of other people back in New York. He made Nick, our friend, into his ghoul. It's like a blood slave. Our blood, it doesn't just make them stronger. It erodes at their will and their ability to exist independently. Shit pisses me off just thinking about it. Rory's bad news.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So, what now?
Just focus on getting cleaned up. Getting into some clothes that aren't just bloody rags. Most importantly, get some rest. You should be healed up by tomorrow night. There's a safe room back there that I usually offer in case of emergencies. It locks from the inside. You're welcome to use it. There's some more blood bags in the fridge in there, and shower is off to the side of the office. I'm gonna lock up and head home, okay?
Thanks for everything, Caleb. It's all been confusing and scary, but...
I know. It's a lot to get used to at once, but knowing who you can and can't trust is a decent start. If you need anything, you can use that phone over there. Extension 1 dials my place. Call me if you need anything.
You got it. Thanks again.
Hey, if we don't look out for each other, no one else will.
Caleb departs, and for a moment, Claire sits alone in the silence, then stands and heads to the bathroom.
Similarly gruesome news, the once luxurious cruise liner, the Everlasting Afterglow, drifted into Biscayne Bay over a month ago, leaving Miami officials on edge and authorities panicked. The ghost ship arrived under eerie circumstances with a grisly discovery aboard. Over 50 passengers dead and the rest missing. The United States Coast Guard has secured the drifting vessel, and while the cause of the tragedy remains unclear, piracy has become the leading theory. So keep an eye out, you scurvy dogs. Our boys in orange are on the case.
A hot shower would be a welcomed reprieve. Though hot seemed impossible, and the water pressure wasn't consistent either. She'd settle for warm and clean. She discarded her bloody clothes into the bin. The water rinses off the dried, caked blood from her body. her hair. With each passing minute, she feels more and more like herself again. Drying herself off, she finally sorts through the clothes that Caleb fetched her. The jeans are several sizes too large, but Caleb was mindful enough to include a belt. Similarly, the sweatshirt is also oversized. Plastered across its front is a tacky advertisement for a local pizza joint. The sports bra included is too small, but thankfully the pair of men's briefs seem new and unworn. White tube socks and white sneakers complete the outfit. Exhausted and ready for sleep, she goes to the safe room. The accommodations were much what she expected, but far better than the pump house. This twin mattress had a frame. Next to it was a small cabinet and a fridge, no doubt stocked with more blood bags. But she was sated from what Caleb had brought her. She lays down and lets rest take her. But unfortunately, it's troubled. Claire dreams of drinking rancid blood. Dead flesh torn to survive. She can feel it between her teeth, stuck there. Below her, light underneath the floor illuminates a room full of corpses and gore. There are more around her. Her, the epicenter. She looks around, confused and scared, scrambling to her feet. She needs to get out of here. But a bright young voice punctuates the thought.
Where do you think you're going?
I have to get out of here.
You stay exactly where I put you.
The voice belongs to the young man from that night at the Hail Mary, Lucas. He holds her friend Patricia aloft by her neck as she gurgles and strains at his grip.
What are you doing? Put her down.
Shouldn't you be thankful? I brought you food. Or are you only interested in rancid bad blood? Ugh.
No, stop hurting her. I put her down. Stop.
You want to eat that badly, do you? As you wish. You seem more than eager enough for something fresh.
The boy takes a small, confident step forward. He tosses her friend. She collapses into Claire's arms.
Claire! What's happening?
I don't know. Are you okay?
He drank my blood! What is he? Claire, stop! Please stop.
I'm sorry, Patty. I'm sorry.
Blood runs over Claire's tongue. Patricia's blood down her throat. The life of her best friend. Suddenly she's gone. So too is the figure of the cackling German teen. Instead, Caleb is here, helping her up.
Are you okay?
Patty? Where's Patty?
Where do you think? Look, that isn't important anymore. What's important is right here and now.
What?
I can count on you, right? You're on my side, aren't you?
I guess. I don't know.
Another voice behind her.
Making strange bedfellows, aren't we?
When she turns, Caleb is gone.
How fickle. A favor for a favor, dear. It was as simple as that. What are you doing?
I just want things to be normal again. I just want my stuff back. I want my friends back. I want my life back.
Look, we all want things, but at least be realistic. Your normal is dead and gone. There's no getting it back. What's important is that you do as you are told.
Well, if you're gonna be a dick about it, then you can forget about our deal.
The visage of Rory vanishes, As all Claire knows in this strange place is enveloped in a red fog.
So, you have more initiative in you. Good. You're not complacent with just doing as you're told, are you?
No. No one's going to. I won't let anyone else control me.
Before her, Lucas, Caleb, Rory appear once again.
I am in each of them. I am what drives them, empowers them. A child. That means I am within you as well.
A new shade steps forward as well. Mysterious swordsman from the church.
I am their weapon, as I am yours. Use me. Make me your sword, and take what you want most.
They are nothing more than mere puppets. No one thing pulling the string except it. The shadow of the samurai raises his katana for Claire to unsheath. She reaches her hand towards it, grips the suka, and draws the blade. It shines white hot.
Good. I'll be content with this for now.
The air is heavy, humid, with the musky stench of the sea. Greg rushes down a long, poorly lit hallway. The decor is fancy, but marred. Light fixtures hang from their sockets, and the carpet, torn in places, is stained with blood and bile. Not the blood he's come here for, no. The blood he wants is from him. His master, Lucas, is waiting. It's been over 2 weeks. 2 weeks since he was forced into Lucas's servitude. His ghoul. Greg's resistance hardly remains. Blood is strong, and each time it becomes increasingly difficult to disobey. He steps into the ballroom. Tables and chairs are pushed to one side in an ugly heap against a wall. Tape outlines of corpses no longer present spot the floor, and only one chair rests in the center of the ballroom. There, Lucas sits, facing the stage, taking in his entertainment for the evening. On the stage, 3 U.S. Coast Guards fight to the death, armed with makeshift weapons. Gottschalk, Lucas's towering knight, stops Greg from going any closer. He throws a glance to the haft of Gottschalk's sword, then back to the man's scarred, sullen face.
Hey, can I talk to the boss? I got, news, updates.
That casual tone. Use it again, and I'll put you down.
Right. Got it. Sir.
Make it quick. Herr Lucas does not like when his entertainment is interrupted.
Released, he makes his way past the knight and towards the master.
Sir?
This better be good.
Sorry for interrupting, whatever this is. But the Thin Bloods have finished moving the lab out of Hail Mary.
Great, so everything's finished? Ooh, yeah, get him!
Yes. The new location's all set up. They're already starting work again.
Oh, good. Kill yourselves!
The 2 remaining Coast Guards, who seem distraught, from the murder of their own friend by their own hand, suddenly straighten up, take a step forward. Facing their audience, they bow, then turn their shivs on themselves, stabbing at their own throats over and over.
Well, you certainly have done quite well, haven't you?
Thank you, sir.
I can see you have a lot of potential. Your loyalty deserves a reward, no?
Yeah, I would hope so. Yes, please, sir.
Lucas looks Greg in the eyes.
Go ahead, come closer.
Unable to resist, Greg nears Lucas as the boy takes a dagger from his hip and runs it along an open palm. The master motions for the servant to kneel, and he does. A thin red stream leaks from the cut of the palm down the arm. Just a few drops land on Greg's expectant face as a small pool forms in Lucas's cupped hand before the wound is pressed to his mouth. Greg drinks deep. Pure bliss clouds his worried mind. He can only think how to better serve his master. Nothing else matters.
That's quite enough.
He's pushed away by Lucas with the same hand that was used to feed him.
Thank you, Master.
Now, for the other matter, since you've shown you can be relied upon, there are a few loose ends I would like you to track down.
Loose ends?
It seems one of your friends may have survived.
Right. I'll see if I can find them. I'll make sure I find them. And if I do find them?
Do I have to spell it out for you? Here I was praising your competence.
Oh, no. I understand. I got this. It will be done, Master.
Clean that mess up on stage.
Yes, Master.
His master leaves with Gottschalk in tow, and Greg begins his grim work. He grabs the nearest dead Coast Guard corpse by the ankles, begins to drag him, when suddenly the ballroom lurches, leaning to one side heavily. The cruise ship groans. Lights flicker, chairs tumble from their heap, and blood trickles across the stage.
Yeah. Could he make them kill themselves in a less bloody way? Ugh.
Once the bay calms again, and the ship is at rest, Greg sighs and goes to fetch a mop.
Thank you for listening to Blood and Song, a Vampire the Masquerade audio drama produced from actual play, starring Reddus as Claire, Ray O'Hare as Father Cameron, Marlon Dance Huey as the Swordsman, Captain Chantey as Caleb, Jay Silver as Maxwell, Zach Triciak as Lucas, Kat Murray as Patricia, Elk as Rory, Maria Corcovado as the Beast, Zach Amory as Greg, Furin as Gottschalk. Edited by Dallas Welk. Original music composed by Zach Amory. Written by AMAC and Reddus. And directed by AMAC. Support Blood and Sun by leaving a review and any kind words on Apple Podcasts or other platforms. Blood and Sun is an unofficial fan project made possible via Paradox Interactive's Dark Pack licensing agreement, which allows fan projects like Blood and Sun to exist. Portions of the materials are the copyrights and trademarks of Paradox Interactive AB and are used with permission. All rights reserved. For more information, please visit worldofdarkness.com. Blood and Sun is produced by Dead Set Media. For more information, visit deadsetmedia.com. Keep up with Blood and Sun by visiting vampirebs.com. Tune in next time for episode 4, Tongues and Teeth. See you soon, Nick.